What the hell? So I was home for Christmas, right? And I was eating Triscuits, which are my favorite thing in the world, and I was watching TV with my mom, and we were just eating Triscuits in silence for like half an hour. And then my mom finally spoke up, and she said, "You know, I used to love these things. I haven't had one in years." So I was like, "Mom, why don't you have a Triscuit?" And she said, "Because they remind me of a very bitter memory." So I was like, "What memory?" And she said, "Your father." Then she started crying. Then she left the room, and I was just sitting there in my chair in a total shock. My dad died when I was 2 years old. I don't remember him at all, but apparently my mom did, and she was just eating Triscuits while he was alive. So now every time she eats a Triscuit, she is reminded of him, and she gets sad. So that's really messed up. And also kind of weird because, I mean, why would you stop eating something that reminds you of your husband? That doesn't make sense. And then, a few days later, I'm at school, I'm in class, and we were just learning about the French Revolution, right? And our teacher was just droning on and on about how terrible the French monarchy was, and how the peasants had no rights, and how they were treated like animals. And then suddenly, our teacher stopped. He turned to me and he asked, "Who wants to come up to the chalkboard and draw a diagram of the French social hierarchy?" So I raised my hand. I went up to the chalkboard. I drew the diagram. When I turned around, everyone was staring at me. And my teacher was like, "Wow, you got that right. Very good. Class dismissed." So I walked out of class and I was thinking to myself, "Wow, that was weird. Why did he do that?" So I shrugged it off and I went to the next class. But in the next class, the same thing happened. Our teacher stopped, stared at me, and he was like, "Hey, you, draw a picture of the French king." So I did. And then he said, "Good job. Class dismissed." And this kept happening all day. So at the end of the day, I went up to one of my teachers and I asked her, "Why are the teachers doing that?" And she said, "What are you talking about?" And I explained the situation to her. And she said, "Oh, that. Yeah, it's because the new standardized tests are coming up and we need to make sure that you are not a threat." A threat. What do you mean a threat? I'm a threat. I'm not a threat. I'm not a threat. I'm not a threat.